Hi, I'm TurningCrunchy Mama from TurningCrunchy.com, and I'm here with my oldest son, Turning Crunchy, Brent. How are you today, Brent?
Very good.
Good. And what are we going to be making today?
Cheese, whey, and curds.
We're going to be taking this raw milk that we've had sitting out on the counter for about 3 days, and it has started to separate. You can only do this with raw milk. You cannot do this with pasteurized milk that you get from the grocery store. You have to make sure that your container says raw milk. You can't get this in every state. Fortunately, here we can. You can always try a local farmer. So we've had this out on the counter and it has started to gel up. If you take a closer look, it will start to separate out, and then when you turn it on its side a little bit, you can see that it's sort of like a jelly on the inside. So we know that this is ready to go. And what do we need to make the curds and whey?
We need a strainer, a bowl, and a cheesecloth.
We do. So we have our non-metallic bowl, and we have a strainer, and make sure that the strainer is larger than the bowl underneath so that you have space underneath, because your whey is going to separate out and start dripping into the bowl underneath. Okay? So we don't quite have cheesecloth here. This is called a sackcloth, and you can get that at just about any store. And make sure it's clean. That is the one that we've been using on top here, but we're okay. So this is nice and gelled up on top there. So what are we going to do?
We're going to pour it in and separate the whey and the curds.
Okay. So go ahead and dump it in. And it's going to be a little chunky. That's perfectly normal. All right. So this milk is not bad. It is just started to separate. Okay, so what are all the things that we can make with curds and whey?
We can make curds, cheese curds.
You can make cheese curds. We're going to be making a soft cheese out of this one. And then with the whey that comes out underneath, we're going to store into a jar just kind of like this one. We'll probably get about half full. And you can put that in different recipes to preserve certain things, and we'll learn about that later. But what we're going to do is we're going to tie up the cloth all four corners here. And you can't have any of the corners hanging over, because the whey will end up saturating this and will start dripping over the edge if you're not careful. So this is going to stay, again, out on the counter for quite a few days. You can already see that it's separating out. We got drips going on there. It's not going to take long. But maybe 12 to 24 hours, we'll come back and check on it. And we should have a nice firm cheese, well, soft cheese, when we're done with that. Again, I'm Turning Crunchy Mama from TurningCrunchy.com. Okay, here we are 24 hours later. We had dumped our milk into the cloth, and it has now separated out into the curds and the whey. A couple hours after we had done it, the bowl underneath had gotten too full, so we ended up putting most of it into this container. There's still some underneath right there, and we're going to end up putting that with the other end into the fridge. So we're going to untie this, kind of get ourselves a knot going on here, and you'll be able to see our curds. And here it is. It should pull away from the fabric, and right there you have a soft cheese.